What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Bob Arum, Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachencko. Get this. Bob Arum wants Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachencko. Promoter Bob Arum says that he wants to make a fight between newly undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachencko next, rather than running it back with George Kambosos Jr. The 23-year-old Haney now holds the IBF, the WBA, the WBC, and the WBO lightweight titles after defeating Kambosos last Saturday night by a 12-round unanimous decision in backyard at Marvel Stadium of George Kambosos. Lomachencko would need to leave his country to come to the U.S. for a fight with Haney, and it's unknown if Arum will be able to set up the contest. Haney says that he didn't want Kambosos, the WBC franchise strap, so that's not a part of his collection of gold. Arum, who has Haney 28-0 with 15 KOs for another 3 fights under his top-ranked promotional banner, isn't keen on a rematch with the dethroned former unified champion Kambosos, which is now 21-10, after the way he was soundly beaten by Haney last Saturday night. Quote, "I think the rematch clauses are bad for boxing." Those are the words of Bob Arum. He said, "I can understand why fighters and promoters want them. It's a business, but it's bad for the sport," said Arum. There would be far more interest for boxing fans in the U.S. to see Haney defend against the former 3-division world champion Vasily Lomachencko, which is 16-11, than to see Devin Haney fight Kambosos for a second time. Kambosos, 28, has a rematch clause in his contract and has already told the media that he intends on using it to force a second fight with Haney. Whether Kambosos promoter Lou DiBella will choose to talk him out of that or not is uncertain at this time. A rematch with Haney might be as good as it gets for Kambosos because he's probably not going to make the same kind of dough fighting one of the contenders in the lightweight division after Haney schooled him. Let me counterpunch. Ooh. This is very, very interesting. Should be a live debate. I think I will go live maybe later, okay? After I wrap, of course. Let's see. First off, Bob wants that fight. Second off, Bob sees no value in George Kambosos, and it's not because of rematches. Let's stop. Cut it out. Knock it off. Bob Arum saying, "I don't like rematches. It's not good for boxing." No, it's not good for his boxing right now. It doesn't fit his narrative. It doesn't benefit him. No whatsoever. Okay? No way, no how. It does not. Okay? That's why he's saying that. Coming from a person that had Manny Pacquiao Marquez 4 freaking times. Right? Had Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley 3 times. Brandon Rios versus Mile High Alvarado 3 times. Or was it 2 or 3 times? And he doesn't like rematches? Please, stop. Okay? That's just a cop-out. He needs to be real with himself. Counterpunching Bob Arum. He's an old legend in the sport, but he's full of it, okay? Saying he doesn't like rematches in the sport. No, he's just saying he doesn't like Kambosos due to the fact that Kambosos' performance was below average, below the mediocre level, okay? It wasn't even mediocre. It was George Kambosos underperforming, right? And I think he shot his wad with Teofimo Lopez. He came in ready. The buildup was there. The energy was there. The style was there with Teofimo Lopez. And we may or may not want to throw in the fact that Teo Lopez had something wrong with him. You know, that you can make that up as you will. I'm not even going to go there. He beat Teo. That's the point. But guess what? He didn't beat Devin Haney. That's also the point right now. Okay? So him wanting that fight with Kambosos looks slim to none. However, the only way I see that fight going back and running it back, it probably won't be in Australia for one, but then for two, the only reason he doesn't do that is because Loma doesn't come out of that war, okay, the way he wants to, when he needs him to come out to fight Devin Haney, because that's the fight that he's trying to promote. That's the fight that he wants. But Bob Arum, look at it like this. He always doesn't get what he wants. He wanted Loma and Tio too. That didn't happen. Even Tio Sr. wanted Tio and Loma too, and that didn't happen. So it may or may not happen. And this is just to tell you that what Bob wants and what Bob wants, I think, goes. I think, George Kambosos and Lou DiBella, it depends on, what they want. I think if they're going to do it, make it about that. Not saying that fight won't happen, but it would be a fight that nobody really wants to see. I don't care to see it again. George Kambosos showed it that he can be beaten easily. Being undefeated or not, he's not undefeated anymore. That's the point. See, undefeated only means undefeated unless you're undefeated still. But once you get beat, that title goes away. Your O is gone, and it's gone forever. And Devin Haney took that O from George Kambosos in his backyard with all those fans, those Greek fans, booing the American anthem like they were. Shame on them. And then he got outboxed all night long because of it. Karma, baby. Counterpunch. Counterpunch karma. Right? But nonetheless, he didn't show us anything. And you wonder why Bob wants to see Lomachencko. Because why? Because he figures Lomachencko will put up a better effort, to say the least. So he already knows, like, look, I don't want to see that shit show again. So we need to out with the old, in with the new, or out with the old and in with the once upon a time old, right? So I think at the end of the day, Bob Arum is going to promote that fight, but then he has a whole new obstacle in his way, the war in the Ukraine and Russia. See, Vasily Lomachencko opted not to fight George Kambosos. So what makes you think that he's going to change his mind all of a sudden to fight Devin Haney? If it's the same principle and the same reason, those same principles and reasons shouldn't change. They shouldn't change for nobody unless something drastically happened in the war. But that's neither here or there. So that's to say if he decides to come out of that. But, do they even have a way to reach Vasily Lomachencko right now? How are they going to reach him? Bring a reporter over there and the reporter crawls through trenches, through a shit sewer pipe to get to Vasily Lomachencko in the Ukraine to tell him what Bob Arum has to say. It's going to be very difficult, for him to get intel over to him to request for a fight when he already turned down a fight with the current, or with the former now, we should say, unified champion Kambosos. But, Lomachencko may decide, he may be tempted to decide to come out of that fight to take on Devin Haney because he has all those belts. And what'll happen if he does decide to do that and he does fight Devin Haney and beats Devin Haney, he will ask for that franchise champion back or that strap back or that status back. And Mauricio Sulaiman will want to give him that title back again. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Bob Arum wanting the next fight for Devin Haney to be against Vasily Lomachencko. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.